Susan Sarandon sat down for an interview on All In with Chris Hayes. And it was a pretty phenomenal interview. In it, she explained her position on why she supports Bernie Sanders and why she really can't support Hillary Clinton. So if you haven't seen it, I advise you to go check it out. It's on our Facebook page, so you can check it out there. But she brought up a very interesting point. Chris Hayes asked her a question about if she was Bernie or bust. And she didn't really answer, but she said she didn't know yet.
I follow Charles Blow on Facebook, and he writes for the New York Times. And I really kind of respect him as a writer. And he did a little live video about the interview that Chris Hayes did with Susan. And he's a little more nuanced with his position, so I was able to respect it, even though he disagreed with Sarandon. But there's some things that came up in the comment section that kind of reared its head again concerning Bernie supporters or Bernie or bust supporters. From what I got from a lot of these people, from most of the commenters, was Bernie or bust people or Bernie Sanders supporters that are Bernie or bust are obnoxious and annoying because they don't know what's good for the party. They don't know what's good for the party. If Hillary Clinton wins, if Hillary Clinton wins the nomination, they should just go ahead and vote for the party. You have one group of people that follows the more progressive candidate and one group that doesn't. So when Bernie Sanders supporters are asked, would you support Hillary? They have a little bit more to lose as far as, because they have more skin in the progressive game, to whereas Hillary supporters don't. So when Hillary supporters are asked, would you vote for Bernie? If Bernie won, they're like, oh yeah, I vote for Bernie, of course, because it's a step up.
Right.
They're not losing as much.
Yeah.
It's a step up. So it's not even the same question. So if you ask a Bernie supporter, would you support Hillary? It's the migration is a little different because you're settling. So I just don't like the morally sanctimonious attitude a lot of the people had about it, as if it's the same question. And we need to ask ourselves, why is that question always being asked of Bernie supporters so much and not Hillary supporters? That should tell you something.
Well, yeah, because Hillary supporters will vote for Bernie. But they vote for Bernie. They would vote for Bernie for two different reasons. One, because, Bernie is a step up, like you alleged. And two, because they feel loyalty to the party. Like, okay, I'm a Democrat, so I'm going to vote Democrat. And see, that's the problem I have with this. I don't feel any kind of loyalty to the Democratic Party. I've never categorized myself as a Democrat, Republican, any loyalty to any party. I'm an independent, always have been an independent. Because we have to realize that the Democratic Party is pretty much the same as the Republican Party in that they're both corrupted by the same people. The donors that donate, that give money to the Republican Party, you'll find them donating to Democratic candidates as well. So both are bad for business. Both are bad for the American people. So to just purely vote blue because you feel some kind of misplaced loyalty to the Democratic Party, I think is a mistake. We should be voting for individuals,
right,
not individuals with a D beside their name or an R beside their name.
Yeah, to me, I guess trying to kind of push that, to me, that's condescending. So if there are certain people who support Hillary who feel condescended upon because Bernie supporters are so Bernie or bust, to me, it's just as condescending to tell a Bernie supporter that, it's good for the party, as you just go ahead and vote D.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Why I don't have a problem with Bernie or bust people is because if Hillary Clinton was a better candidate, you wouldn't see this Bernie or bust movement at all.
She created that.
She created this because they feel like they can't keep supporting corruption in politics. The same old, the same status quo. And this is what Susan Sarandon was kind of talking about too. Chris Hayes was asking her, I don't know if he was asking her if she would vote for Trump, but just like, could you risk a Trump presidency? And she was saying that, well, there's some school of thought behind a revolution happening more rapidly if a Trump presidency was to actually happen than if a Hillary Clinton presidency was to happen. Because, look, this is the reality. If we vote for Hillary Clinton and just say, okay, well, she's the lesser of two evils, she's definitely not as bad as Trump, then we're doing the same thing we always have been doing for years on end. We're picking the better candidate, but not actually the best candidate, the one that will actually turn the whole system around. So that's why I don't have a problem with Bernie or bust, supporters, or Bernie or bust people, because at some point we all have to realize that to reform the system that's currently in place, to get rid of the corruption, we're going to have to change the way we vote. And that's not going to happen by voting for the same old candidate that supports the corruption.